Hello, hello. I am just bringing up the other page. Won't be a tick. Hello, Janine. Awesome. I'm just bringing up. Hopefully, I can't hear myself and the sound's turned down. Good. I'm just making sure I can see spiritual events directory and spirit readings at the same time so I can see people's comments. Okay. Cool. Because I don't want to miss any comments. I'm good, Dylan. How are you? I'm sitting here. The light's not great because I have light behind me, but I really just wanted to see the trees today instead of a plain curtain. I don't have a really cool setup with a great background at my house. It's a small house and we have 6 kids who are doing a home learning at the moment. Not all 6 are here today, only 3. So they've got instructions to be quiet and stay down the other end at the moment. We'll see how we can work this out. Awesome. So if anyone who's watching who came and saw me for my first live on these pages last week, let me know. I'd love to know. Or if you're a newbie, I'm pretty newbie myself here, doing readings on here. I do readings live on another page. That's Friends with Spiritual Events Directory, which is our wellness community. I do them Wednesday nights every second week at the moment. And I have my own page as well that sometimes I stream the lives to there. Optimystic Xzavia. So for those of you who don't know me, and please comment. Oh good, I can see some comments on the other page too. Lockdown New Zealand too, yep. I feel ya. Hey Fiona, good to see you on this page, good job. You found me. G'day beautiful people, awesome. Yeah, so it's just a beautiful weather day today, so I just wanted to let some light in and check out. I'm just going to get distracted by the trees. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a psychic medium, although I have lots of titles. I think I'm a spiritual mentor. I'm also like a spiritual coach of sorts as well, training with the Coaching Institute currently, which is a huge institution to make sure coaching is recognized. So I'm doing a few years of training. So they're trying to show the difference between years of training and weekend courses for coaching. So I thought it'd be amazing to be able to incorporate that with my spiritual business to help people when they're stuck, and then I can just energetically clear things that they're having trouble with getting through with a coaching session. So I'm learning that as well at the same time. I do theatre healing, if anyone's heard of theatre healing, mediumship of course. I am a twin flame as well, and I'm actually united with my twin flame in this life, which is amazing if you know anything about twin flames. So we both like to work together and we can help couples with their self-love journey, helping you find and attract the right partner for you, whether it's twin flame or not, doesn't matter. Not everyone has one. So whether it's just self-love for yourself or the right partner or relationships, so we do that together, or just myself. What else? So obviously I do oracle card readings. I've got them here today for us to do later. And I love helping children with their stuff so they can grow up into well-adjusted adults. A lot of us forget that our children can have readings and healings and learn about grounding and meditation and mindfulness and things now. So they can grow up and then they don't have to clear all the crap that we have to clear as adults. It's already done for them along the way. So that way they're all ready to go out into the big wide world. Nice to meet you too, guys. Thank you. It's beautiful. Awesome. So we will be doing readings a little bit further on. So if you don't want to stay for the other chat we're going to have about energy, that's totally fine. You can come back later. But if you want to learn some stuff and grow your psychic awareness, then coming and tuning with me for the first half of the show would be really good, because we're going to talk about different things every week. So the first week, if you wanted to go find that one, you just search my name. and we were talking about how to connect your channel. So this is my style of how I do it. I was taught and I've tweaked it a little bit. It's because everybody has different ways. So how to connect your channel and open your third eye, with some grounding in there too, and there's a bit of a meditation in there talking you through it. So you can go find that one too. So yeah, the readings, if you're asking for card readings, I'm not doing that just yet. So I won't be looking, I don't do it in order. I just go to who I'm drawn to when I'm ready to do the readings. And when I am doing the readings, I'll be asking you to post specific questions. I'll reword it if I need to, but don't just say about health or about my relationship. Just ask the actual question, because the cards will give you a much better reading, and I'll be able to get to way more people if I have a specific question, because I can give you a really specific answer. Okay, but first we're going to talk about energy after I have a sip of coffee. So I would love to know how you guys feel about protection, like protecting your energy. Do you feel like you need protection from negative energies or lower vibrational people or anything like that? Is there anything that you do already? What do you feel like? What do you need to do? How do you go about your day? Or do you do nothing, or you don't even know what I'm talking about? Like, is there any habits you have? I'd love to know. Because there's no right or wrong answer. I just some people are very strict about the kinds of things you should do, but I would like to have a chat about, see what you already do. What is my page like about the third eye? So on this page that you're watching from, if you search my name, you will find my video from last week. Or if you just scroll, you'll probably find it too. My last week, same time. And I was talking about the connection in the third eye. Sorry for the background noise there. Awesome. So has anyone got any practices? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh. Definitely shield with white light and ground. Awesome. I like that, white light. So when you say shield, how do you envision that working for you? Because I've heard different ways people teach, and I just want to talk about whether it's reflecting or what is it doing. Okay, someone else puts a bubble around them and asks Archangel Michael to protect them and carry a black tourmaline in my purse. Awesome. Cool. That's good. Okay. That's great. All right, so my thoughts, because I've been taught lots of different ways about protection, energy and stuff, and I really feel like I prefer, this is me personally, you do whatever you want that's guided, I prefer to have the intention that I shine so bright I don't need to protect myself from anything. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the noise. So that way I just don't expect anything negative to happen around me, and I surround myself with really shiny, high vibrational people. So that way nothing can sort of get in. So that's what I want to talk about, raising your vibration as well. So, and also, if you wanted to put yourself in a bubble of protection or white light, or however you want to think about it, I would like to imagine it as you're transmuting any energy that comes to you, rather than reflecting it back like a mirror and sending it back to them. Because I have been taught that by some shiny people, that they say, oh, it's a mirror and it reflects back to them. And I just in my heart, I just don't feel like that's a very nice thing to do. Even if they aren't a nice person, sending the energy back to them, is that helping them in any way? Is that making them any better, or are they going to be the same or worse? Are they learning anything? Are they getting any help? Usually the people that are most negative and low and down, like there's negative things going on with them in their life, and sending back more of the same, like, they say karma, you'll get it back. Sending back the same isn't going to help them, and they're going to just be the same person. They're not getting any improvement whatsoever. So let me know what you think of that. I like to imagine. So I know what you imagine you create. So if I'm just in a bubble that's like there's a gold mesh around it, and as anything negative comes through, it does come through, that's the thing, but it transmutes that gold mesh around the bubble that I envision. It transmutes whatever comes to me into love. So anyone can throw anything they want. They can give me evil glares for I don't know, not wearing a mask or whatever the issue is, whatever it is that I'm getting, might be getting some stares or some negative vibes or something from, they can send me that, but it gets transmuted into love and nothing happens. It's water off a duck's back. So that way it doesn't change my energy and it doesn't make me feel low and everything's fine. So that's how, that also helps prevent you having a build-up of stuff that you've picked up from other people. It also, when you have mood swings, that's because you're picking up on other people's energy. So if you have yourself in your bubble, even when you come close to people, it's all right. But you're not sending back anything negative to them. Transmutes and just changes. So you can imagine it rebounding, but rebounding in the opposite energy to what they sent you, which would be really nice because that just helps them be a better person. Like when someone cuts you off when you're driving. Like instead of going, hope you get a speeding ticket, blah, 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 calling him a name or something, I say, and it's hard because this is my, driving and bad drivers is probably my biggest trigger. So I've had to really work on this over the years, is instead of saying something like that in my head, calling them a name or hoping they get a ticket or whatever. And I've heard other people say, hope you crash, or something like that, which, no, I'd never say that. I say, I hope you have a better day, or I hope you learn to calm down, something like that, And that way you're sending them a better vibe, and hopefully that helps them a little bit and changes their energy rather than just making them worse. Because imagine if everyone that cut off is saying, I hope you get a speeding ticket, or I hope you crash, or something like that horrible, that's not going to help them, and that's just going to make them worse, and they're just going to maybe actually cause an accident, because they're getting all this bad energy sent to them. So yes, it's a very shiny attitude, but I think it's a much nicer way to live your life. So maybe you guys can try that and see if that works for you. Shielding any negativity, yep, cool. Archangel Michael, he's great because his chakra is the base chakra and protection. So that's his job. I cheekily, instead of having to think about it all the time, because I'm quite forgetful and I get a bit lazy, I just ask maybe every few months, check in to make sure he's putting a bubble on me every morning when I get up. So I don't think about it every morning. I just say, okay, every morning when I get up, can you instantly put a nice bubble around me, please, to protect me, that transmutes negative energy into love. So I don't have to think about it every day. It's just done like forever. Forever. So you can do that. Why not? So other ways to raise your vibration. What do you do? Do you know what I mean when I say, how can you raise your vibration? What do you do to raise your vibration? Raising your vibration is basically doing things that you enjoy that are good, like, because there's a bit of a catch there. You might enjoy watching horror movies, but that's not going to raise your vibration because you're watching lower entity, negative, kind of scary stuff. So that's actually, unfortunately, that's sort of a lower vibrational thing to do. So that's kind of thing happens. It's okay if you want to watch a horror movie or something, that's fine. Just be aware that it's a bit lower, it's lower vibrational, so that may affect your energy. So you may need to protect yourself. You may need to do something after that to raise your vibration to balance that energy out. Singing, oh, that's fantastic. That's definitely a high vibrational. Yes, that kind of thing. Listening to music that you love, not death metal, for example, but high, like music with solfeggios in it. Just good music that you bop along to, having fun. We want to sing along to, wind down the car window and just sing and be silly. Connect to the earth and listen to uplifting music. Yes, fantastic. Raising your vibration is definitely connecting to the earth and being grounded, some bare feet on the ground. Being around others who want to raise theirs as well. Yes. Yes, Reiki shares and sound baths. Beautiful. Yes, raise your vibration by being around like-minded, shiny people. Exactly. Especially if you work with, or you have to be around sometimes, lower vibrational or negative people, I would say something every day before you come into contact with them, that I am surrounded by like-minded, shiny people. And you keep saying that every day, and it's amazing how things change in that space. They either stop coming to work, or they just change, or they don't contact you as much, or they just kind of drop away. Dancing, walking outside, yep, all those beautiful things. Love it. Exactly. You guys are right on track. That's really good. Well done. So things like that. So do you understand what I mean by the lower vibrational activities, like gossiping, watching the news, definitely a low vibrational activity. Yeah, listening to when people talk about, even listening to other people, even not in the conversation, the gossiping, listening to it, that kind of thing. Complaining, lower vibrational activity. Yes, some would go through stuff we need to get off our chest sometimes, but maybe there's a more productive way you can do it, like write all your issues into a letter to the universe and then burn it, send it away. But if you keep talking about it to everybody, you're keeping the energy of it around you longer. So you might want to release it and get rid of it in a more productive way, or focus on what you can do to change that energy instead, like to raise it. So focusing on what you do want and what is good rather than what the issue is around you. I like to play with my oracle cards and doing mini readings for people, things like this, so just around my family. The bells. We have feng shui bells. I don't know if you can hear them then, but the kids have been told to stay in their room for this 1 hour, which they're usually fine with. But now as soon as we shut the door, they keep opening it and I can hear the bells because they need to be in the center of the house for feng shui this month. Does anyone else do feng shui? Oh my goodness. At least there's a nice tingling and we're getting a nice cleansing for the energy in the middle of the house today. It only needs to be done once a day, but yeah. Thanks, babe. Shaking his head, yep. So they're the things. So raising your vibration. If you keep your vibration raised enough and keep doing the positive, shiny things and don't allow any space for negativity, and it's actually really hard. Like I've been doing this work for years and I still have little moments of just forgetting, but it's all right as long as you realize and mindful and you can do something to challenge it. Like you say something negative, you accidentally gossip, you have to be around negative people or something like that, then you just do something to counteract it, to fix it. But that helps you not attract things that you need to protect yourself from in the first place. So my favorite saying is, I'm too shiny for this shit. I say it all the time, especially if anything low vibrational kind of happens around me or I hear something. I'm just too shiny for this shit. So you love the bells, good. So I just like to keep so shiny that negativity kind of anything, people and situations, it's kind of like comes near me and they're just like, too bright, I do not want to see that. Like they just don't come near me. And that's how my life works. So that's why I wanted to explain that to you guys. All right. So I will stop talking now. I am going to start by doing a quick reading because we're talking about raising a vibration and releasing negativity. I'm just going to do a quick reading for anyone who's watching. That way you all get something if I don't get to everybody who wants a reading, okay? So I'm just going to do a reading on the topic that we were just talking about. So universally, whoever watches this video, whether it's now or in the future, it'll be the perfect message for them at the time. So I'm setting my intention for the reading. This is how I do readings. The first card I'm going to pull is going to be, what do we need to release? And then what do we need to possibly introduce into our lives to raise their vibration? Okay, so it's just general for everybody. First one's what do we need to release, and the second one's what do we need to do to raise. So like two opposing kind of cards. Okay. Release. Oh, awesome. Beautiful. And to raise. All right. These are great. So this is a general reading for everybody that's watching, which is great because you're all here for a reason. And you come together, right people come together at the right time. So what we all need to release to help, like to release as in negativity, is worrying about financial constraints. Perfect card. I don't really need to explain that one too much. It's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? Yep. So releasing the feeling of lack. Because when you think about what you don't have, you attract more of the same. That's how it works. Every time you go to pay a bill or something and you think, I don't have much money in the account, instead of saying that in your head, say something like, I'm really grateful that I had the money in there, or I had someone to borrow from, or whatever it is. There's always a positive. So release the feelings of lack anywhere in your life. It's not just to do with money. They're just showing me. Say you're in lockdown now, like there's Melburnians, New Zealand, whoever, wherever you are. Say you're in lockdown. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects of that, talk about what you get to do instead. Okay? Think about those things. There's always something positive. And then the thing to focus on to help raise your vibration is knowing how strong you are. The angel of strength. Look at that. I'm showing the cards in case something else resonates with you in the picture. I feel the line is going to resonate for people. Beautiful. So focusing on your strengths and that you can do anything you put your mind to. Yeah. And because it's generating for lots of people, I'm getting all little different tidbits, so I'm not going to go through them all because it's going to make sense to some and not others. And yeah, so I'm going to put them back in. All right, so I can see you're all asking for messages now. I know I'll stop talking so I can get to that fun part for you guys. So yeah, I'll definitely do some reading. So I need specific questions, guys, around any area you like. I can do readings about anything. There's no holds barred with questions. I know some psychics aren't comfortable with tapping into certain areas like babies, health, things like that. That's okay. That's what they do. That's totally fine. But you can ask me anything. If you're supposed to know, I'll get the answer. That's how it works. If you're not supposed to know, they will show me a card or they'll tell me that it's like a life lesson, and if they told you too much information, you're going to miss the lessons and the steps along the way. So that's why sometimes in readings you don't always get all the answers, because you might skip ahead in some of your lessons, and then you've got to do it again some other time. All right, so when you say work and career, I want the actual question about work or career. That's what I mean by specific question, not just a topic. So if your question's about career, what is it you want to know about it? Should I leave my job? What's it look like for me if I stay in this job? How should I go about getting this promotion? Those kind of things. So that's what I mean. Should I go legal for visitation with my grandson? That's a specific question. Fantastic. So I'm going to word it because these are energy oracle cards. This is for Sandra. Sandra. Okay. That just reminded me of the goose. I think it's a goose from Babe. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It repeats everything twice. So I'm going to reword that because they're energy cards, because they don't do yes or no. They talk about the energy around a situation. So what's it look like for me if I go through legal channels for visitation with my grandson? That's how I'm going to word it for you, darling. So I'm going to pull 2 cards, apparently. I just do what I'm told. 2 cards around that question. So you guys understand how I've worded that question as specific? So questions like that. Should I go, how will it look for me if I go through legal channels for visitation with my grandson? Okay. Might have to stay down there, babe. Sorry. All right. Let's focus on that. What's it look like for me? For you, sorry, not me. Sandra, if I go through legal visitation for your grandson. All right. 2 cards. 1, 2. So look like for you if you go through legal visitation. Okay, I'm just tuning in to see what else comes up besides the obvious in the cards. It actually seems like, I know a lot of times we think that going through legal channels would be like stressful or worry, but this, you actually got the rest and rejuvenation card. So it's actually saying it feels like calm and it's not like a busy, stressful thing to go through. So it's actually like, it'll be smooth sailing, which feels really good. Second chakra. So then we've got the creativity chakra. This will make you feel more empowered. So it feels like quite a strong, they're not giving me the outcome for you. They're just showing you that it feels like it's a relaxing process, which I wouldn't have expected. So I feel like that's actually a good decision for you, Sandra. Yeah, it's not, there's a whole lot of cards in here that would say like, you know, stress, lots of money. It feels like the right decision to me and your higher self. I tap into your higher selves when I'm doing these readings too, guys, so you know. All right, I'm going to try to alternate between the 2 pages. find the specific questions. And if I do miss you, I'm so sorry, but I'm going when I'm drawn to what you need the most. Okay, Tina Adams. So you've asked, what does look for me job-wise? Like, do I and can I get another role? So I'm going to see how I can word that to one question. All right, what's the energy around you? Okay, no, they're telling me to do steps. What steps do you need to take? What steps do you need to take? Yep, Tina, to bring in a more suitable role for you. Yep, that's what they want to, that's how I'm meant to word it. Okay, so we're going to go with that. What steps do you need to take to bring in a suitable role for you? Suitable as in better or whatever it is, whatever you need at the moment. So we're doing step 1, step 2, outcome. So I'll go through this quickly. We've got plenty of time, guys, so don't stress. Over half an hour. What steps do you need to take to bring in a more suitable role? This is for Tina. One, two. Ooh, okay. I always wish the steps were more specific. All right, so generally, step 1, all right, you got the action card, so that's like a step in itself. That is a step, okay? This card, and I just want you to sort of focus on the horses, one being black, one being white, one's moving fast, and one's just trotting along. So they're showing me there's already things happening under the surface. You've already made some moves to get things done, but there's more work to do. It's like, okay, you're thinking about it. Are you want a new job, but are you actually applying? Have you actually got a resume and your references lined up? There's like more definitive, more, not urgent, but like you need to take it up like 10 notches. Whatever you're doing now, you need to amp it. So thinking about you like to change jobs is one thing, but actually looking to see what is out there, applying, spending an hour or whatever it is every day or every other day, searching, asking around, putting it out there that you want to find something. Because once you put it out there to the universe, you can write a letter, I would like to find the perfect job for me. You will start attracting things. But if you keep it all under the surface because you're not sure what's out there, you're not going to move, okay? The next step, we got the thinking man card. So this is showing me that your new boss or connection or mentor will be a male who's thoughtful and aware, maybe even a bit spiritual because it's gazing into this crystal. Someone will help you and guide you and give you some advice, or maybe some training to get into this area. And then the outcome card is yin yang, which just makes me giggle because of the first card being black and white. Maybe think of balance and the yin yang energy as well. So it just shows that your new role will give you more balance in your life. So if that is what you're looking for, if that is the reason why you want to change, that's and the outcome is balance, that's perfect. So if you just want to have more like a calmer role or more work hours or whatever it is, a better pay or whatever, so you can have a more balanced life, that is your outcome, but you need to step it up. So I hope that makes sense, Tina. Awesome. All right, going to this page. All right. Oh yes, Fiona, yes, I'm going to do that question for you. You asked this question last time and I didn't get to you. Please give you some guidance about your business going forward because the kitchen you've been using is being sold. Right, so you weren't sure if you'd still be able to use the kitchen, that same kitchen. All right, awesome. And you're doing an amazing job with your business. I love seeing your posts. If anybody's looking for home-baked goods by someone who's amazing, that caters for lots of intolerances, Fiona Trott. You might want to share the link. You're welcome to. Or if anyone wants to know, maybe that you can PM her so I don't get in trouble for you sharing a link on here. Yeah. So let's have a look. I know you'd work out of your kitchen and you'd still smash them out, no worries, I'm sure, if you had to, but yeah. You're so busy now that your kitchen is probably too small. All right, so the energy around you still being able to work in this kitchen when it's sold. Oh, okay. Sold. All right. I don't feel like you're going anywhere. So this feels good. 2 chakra cards, which, oh my God, and I thought I'd just pick another one to clarify, and you got a 3rd chakra card. All right, 4 cards. Okay, so the first card I got was the creativity chakra. This is a sacral chakra, so that's you with your creative flair, bringing out your inner goddess, your passion, your baking skills, which is fantastic. All right, the second card was the base chakra, Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is about protection, feeling secure. Okay, this chakra goes out when you're not feeling secure in your job or your relationship or something, and you're asking about being able to work in this kitchen still, and you got that card, so you'll feel safe and secure. You have security. All right, I don't think they're going to have an issue with you working, and even if it's a shared, I don't know how often you're in there, but even if they'll come up with some kind of negotiation for you. I pulled another card to get some clarity, asking, you know, if it's not a chakra card, and I still got the crown chakra, so you have another. This is just feeling, yeah, because there's so many chakra cards, I would definitely try some meditation. You can maybe try what we taught last week, or whatever you like to do to just balance and connect, and just put it out there, like I was talking about before. Write a little letter to the universe, or to the potential buyers if you can contact who they are, just to give you that certainty. But I feel pretty confident that you'll be able to continue what you're doing. And you know what? Even everyone has free will, so that's the energy of today. But the owners can change their mind tomorrow, okay? So cards aren't really great at predicting stuff because we have free will. So if for some reason it did change, the universe seems to have your back, which has everybody's back, but it's totally fine. The next card I got was blossoming abundance. So whatever happens, you're going to be fine. You're resilient, and you'll still be abundant and still being able to do your thing. So can you just stop overthinking about it now? Take a step back and chill and just keep doing what you love. You can relax. I'm sorry you had to wait a whole another week for that. So I hope you can relax about it now, gorgeous. All right. Okay, let's just scroll into where I'm drawn. Make sure you ask a specific question, because I want to get to as many people as possible, and if it's not a specific question, there'll be too much back and forwards and trying to ask you exactly what you need to know. I got some yes in there and think exciting messages, which is great, and I don't know what it was referring to, but awesome. Oh, okay, this one's good. As soon as I saw this, I didn't even read the question yet, but I got halted to read, which is cool. That's a good sign that it's something you need to know. Mimi TDD. Hello, will I get a true commitment from the man I am involved with? All right. Are you still watching? If you are, can you tell me his name, please? If not, I'll tune in anyway, it'll be okay, but it's just quicker if I get his name. Quicker for me to pull his energy in, because I will tune into his energy. If you're still watching, okay, I will tune in and so I'm going to do a card around him as a person, and then around the commitment between the two of you. Okay, well, I'll just wait for Mimi to put his name in there. Hopefully she's still watching. If not, okay. So I keep seeing 1-1 everywhere. Can you tell me why? Just while we're waiting. 1111 is a confirmation of and a reminder. It's a confirmation you're on the right track, but then it's a reminder also to watch your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about around that time when you see it, notice what you're thinking about, because it's letting you know how powerful you're manifesting. So if you were thinking something really positive or talking about something great, fantastic, you're on the right track and you're manifesting that. Otherwise, if it wasn't something positive, watch your thoughts, because you're manifesting that also. So yes, his name is John. Oh, awesome, Mimi, you're still watching. Good. Okay, I'm going to pull in John's energy. All right, first card is the energy around him as a person. Second card is around the commitment in your relationship together. Okay, I just shuffle to it. I'm guided to stop, and I split the deck with my left hand. Everyone does it different, but the left hand's connected to the right side of your brain, which is your creative, spiritual side. That's why I do it with the left hand. All right. He feels a bit shiny. The energy around him as a person is, I got the third eye card. I'm getting all the different chakra cards today. And Archangel Metatron. So, okay, sorry, I jump when I get some stuff sometimes. This is more about Metatron is working with him. Okay, it's not what I expected. I thought it just meant he was very intuitive and shiny. He might be, but this is actually about Metatron working with him. And Metatron, it just showed me about his work with children and teenagers. So I feel like he's been with him a long time. He's helping him with some stuff from his child, mainly his teenage years. So he's been working with him for quite a while. And he might even work with children or have children at the moment, because that's part of his process of learning and dealing with his past stuff. So that's just what they're letting me know about him. And then you guys as a relationship, it's not the lovey-dovey card coming up, right? It's not like if I got the contract card, I'd be like, yeah, all sorted, you're getting married and stuff. I've got the cornucopia, which is still amazing. It's abundance and fruitfulness, and the butterfly there is representing new beginnings. It's beautiful. Just focus on what you're drawn to and look at that 11. Yeah. Just look up what the cornucopia means. So this is a beautiful energy around the two of you. Yep, they're not always going to tell you exactly when things are going to happen. My advice from a personal level is just to be open, honest, and talk. Talk. If you can't have a conversation about commitment and what's going on, then it's probably not a good start in the first place. So, yes, definitely have a good chat about that issue. But it feels really good to me, so I wouldn't be worried. All right. Wow, that's a good question. Clinton, can you tell me if I'm spiritually gifted? Wow, awesome. All right, I want to give you all a little bit of insight on that one. If you were drawn, now another big thing I do as for work, if you're interested, is past life healing and release. If you were drawn to readings and healings and spiritual stuff and modalities, you've done it before in another life. That's it, that you've done it. So you have that knowledge in there, okay? And what I love to do when I clear past lives of people is bring in, we don't just clear the negative experiences out of your subconscious, we bring in the talents and skills and great memories you've had from those lives into your subconscious, and if you want, pull it forward into the conscious to help you. All right, so if you were drawn to these kind of modalities, you are definitely spiritually gifted. So if you're like, well, what the heck is it then, because I thought I was, or I'm interested in it and I don't seem to be able to do anything, then you just need to remember, okay? The term natural born psychic kind of irks me a little bit, because then people assume that people like myself actually, and many others I know, aren't as good, or maybe don't know as much because they haven't been doing it for as many years. You get what you're ready for. So personally myself, I started learning this stuff when I was about 30 after I had all my children, and I'm 39 now. And I've learnt more in that time. In the first 5 years, I learnt more than some people who have been doing readings and healings and seeing spirits and things since they were 5, for example. So it depends. You get what you're ready. That's just how it works. And when you learn things, you're actually remembering, because if you're guided to learn it, you've done it before. So when I was learning, I was realizing I've been doing a lot of this stuff all my life and didn't even know it was a gift, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't even know. I thought it was normal to think and see things certain ways in your head. And I had clear cognizance, which is inner knowing. So I'd always argue with family about, not argue on purpose, like that we'll talk about stuff at the table and I just come out with some fact and they'll be like, oh, how did you know that? Where did you read that? And I'm like, I just know. As a little kid, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. Didn't have Google then to double check. But yeah, I just knew stuff. My hair is going crazy. I just knew stuff and didn't know. I would have teenagers coming asking me at 10 for sexual advice. But I always had the right answers about puberty and periods, and I don't know why they got drawn to ask me. I was just like this shiny little beacon in primary school, but I just knew stuff. I just think of the answer. Like, it was quite weird. And now it makes sense. So just weird stuff like that. So I'm going to draw a card for you anyway, Clinton, but I just wanted to say that to everybody because that's a really common question. I do spiritual mentoring too, so I love helping people realize their gifts and practice them and grow them. So you can look at my website for my mentorship class if you're interested, or go to whoever you're guided to. We all have different mentors. Like I've had so many, and I love combining all the things I've learned together into what I do now. Okay, so Clinton, we're just going to have a look at what you need to know about your spiritual gifts. I'm going to pull a card for that. Yeah, awesome. Oh, it's in your contract. So we make contracts before we come here with others, and you just make contracts. So with all the different people we meet, we have different contracts with, and that's something I clear with theta healing. The contracts that you don't need to have anymore, like you're just done with that lesson with that ex, or the mother-in-law or whatever it is. We get rid of the contracts and they're done. So this contract though is about your spiritual gifts, which is really, really cool. And see, I'm really drawn to the books down the bottom. Yeah, definitely. So go to whatever you're drawn to, whatever sparks your interest. I would definitely, definitely go do some studying and just practice. It's like riding a bike. You just need to practice and you get better. If you want to be good at predictions, start trying to predict the next person who calls you on the phone. Predict what Dan Andrews is going to say on Wednesday if you're in Victoria about lockdown. Predict little things and you just practice and practice. If you want to learn and practice, I started off actually by, people would post 3 cups and then they put a crystal under one of them, and I would practice by guessing which one had the crystal under and then what type, and then I'd get better and better. And now, you shouldn't play those games with me because I always win. I feel like I'm cheating. Hope you guys are learning some stuff with all my rambling about this shiny stuff. Okay. Hey, Stephen. Okay, just scrolling for some specific questions. Ooh, that's a question. Okay. You're waiting on a waiting list to go in and have an operation, Rosa. Can you see when they will call me, please? Well, that's a bit of a tricky question because the cards don't really say that. So they're showing me how they want me to ask the question. And I'm rewording it because this is how we should all kind of think, I guess. It's not like when this will happen or everything will be better when I get my operation. I'm sure it would be for you, whatever you're waiting for. Is obviously you're just hanging out and it'd be really great to be able to get this done. Whatever your procedure is. So the question, the way they want me to word is, okay, sorry, it's actually affecting my throat chakra, which is interesting. It's like, what do you need to do to help? And I was going to say to help speed up the operation, but then they interjected again. Like, it's like everything is divine timing. It's for your best interest. So if you get delayed, there's lessons in there about patience, or there's always something in there. But I'm just going to pick a card around the energy of your operation because it can't actually tell you what week or day or month, okay? Because there's so much free will, everything changes. If I tell you that and you cling on to it and then the energy changes because something else comes up it can't predict every single situation, if you understand, because there's so many decisions getting made around those kind of things, okay? So what's the energy around your operation? Yeah, what's the energy around your operation? Okay. And other people might be able to predict timelines and stuff, and that's totally cool. Everyone has different skills. Oh, the energy around your operation. I got the community card. It actually feels like, because of the women in the card, all right, the community card is usually about it's a team effort. It's just telling me the energy, like there's a team involved and there's a few people making decisions. I was drawn, I don't know if you can see it, there's figs. And then I just got drawn to that and it made me feel like it was a reproductive feminine issue. I don't know why I guess the figs are a little bit phallic, I don't know. But that's just what made me think of that. And the female energy in this card. It feels abundant and good. Like it's not a negative energy, so it feels really nice. Oh, beautiful. And it's a happy family card as well to go with that. So the energy around your operation feels like everything will be good for you and your family. It's like a team effort. You have support around you. There's a rainbow. Like it just feels really good. So no matter how, if it gets drawn out a bit longer because of things out of our control, you have support and love around you, so it'll be fine. You're going to be okay. So I hope that makes you feel better at least, so you can kind of, you know, relax as much as you can. But there's always lessons in it. Why is it stressing me so much? Because I've put up with this for so long. Can you focus on what's working well in your life rather than what's not because of the need for the operation? Try to switch your energy to enjoy your life a bit more. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's interesting insight, Clinton. Cool. If you're scribbling on paper, Clinton, just following on from your reading, that would be your way of tuning in. That's automatic writing. So you can try to figure out why it's just scribbling, or if you want to try to ask that it turns into words, or look at the paper and decide how it makes you feel when you're looking at it after, things like that. So that's practicing your intuition. Oh, okay. Harpreet, sorry. Do you see me in any relationship soon? Is there something blocking me to step into the new? Perfect question. All right. What can you do to help bring in the perfect partner for you? What can you do to help bring the perfect partner for you? Because that'll show if there's any blocks. So I'm going to do step 1, step 2, outcome. And I'm saying the perfect partner for you doesn't always mean it's going to be all roses, because the perfect partner for you could be roses and a lesson. So I have to ask it like that. Otherwise it's going to skip the first, like, you know, if there's different kinds of relationships in there, it's going to skip. Because not all relationships are perfect, you know, there could be lessons and experiences in there. So step 1, step 2, outcome for what you need to do to bring in the perfect partner for you. Awesome. What's happening in your world? Step 1. Step 2. Outcome. Okay. So, step 1 is to focus on abundance and what is working for you. This seems to be a bit of a theme because it keeps coming up for everybody in some kind of way. So that's the overriding message that you all need to hear at the moment, is focus on what is working. If you're thinking, Harpreet, that you're lacking in any area of your life because you're not with a partner, you're going to attract more lack. If you live in the energy of I am amazing as I am, you're going to attract someone who reflects that. If there's anything about yourself, your body, your personality that you pick on or you don't love, the partner you attract will eventually, if not at the start, pick on the same things. So you're going to attract what you don't want. I feel lopsided. What's going on there? So focusing on what you have and what's working for you and what's amazing about you and what's amazing about your life. Focusing on that first step. Otherwise, you're going to attract not the perfect partner for you. Second step is to really trust your intuition. We've got the third eye card again, Archangel Metatron. So this is really thinking about exactly the kind of partner you want to bring in as well, is what they're showing me. And I would love you to write, it's not me, yourself would love you to write a letter to the universe or to your higher self or to that soul that's out there ready and waiting to meet you. What kind of attributes you're looking for in a partner. Put it all on paper, not just about looks, but the personality, their integrity, their beliefs, their values. What would you love? And you know, when you do this task, you're usually just writing about yourself, which is totally fine because we're usually pretty happy with ourselves. We want to find someone who fits in with all that and has a similar values to us, but then also challenges you to grow and change and be better. So you want them to not be exactly the same, but be a really great contrast to help lift you up, and then you can do the same for them. So that's what the universe wants you to do to help you bring in the right partner. The outcome card was actually the community card again. So it might actually be you've got a little bit more work to do to bring in the right partner. So it might be a bit of a longer process. The community card makes it feel like you'll be getting out there more and being more social and creating, even if you physically can't go out, you'll be creating groups and chats and things like that to grow a more of a friendship community as well. Yeah, but it's also part of your contract at the moment. Like the reason why you're here is you just have some spiritual growth to do and some work on yourself and growing your community base, like getting yourself out there a bit more. I feel like you'll find them when you're out doing things and doing things for the community, like getting out there and socializing or maybe volunteering and things like that is when you'll find them. Just getting, it's obvious. It's pretty obvious actually, isn't it? If you actually don't just stay in your house, you're more likely to meet people. Anyone could have said that, but that's what came up. So that's what you need to do. Awesome. All right, we've still got like 10 minutes left, so let's have a scroll. Okay. Love how you're explaining this. Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar, which I like that. I like that. It's resonating with you. Like, oh, I know this already. That's really good. Okay, Olivia. Couple for your relationship and trust issues. It's trust issues around your relationship. I'm just seeing how to word it, the question. Okay, what do you need to do to help with the trust issues? And then a card around your relationship. No, okay, no, we're swapping it around. We're going to do a similar one to before. The card, the energy around your partner. I'd love his name or her name, please. Their name, I should say, Olivia. Card around the energy of them as a person. And then you're just in your relationship, what's going on, but particularly around the trust issues. So if you're listening, Olivia, I'd love you to put their name, please. Pleasure, beautiful people. I love seeing the confirmation. Sorry, I can't keep up with them. So Olivia, if you're still watching, can you please put his or her name? I'll just have a look at what else is going on while I'm waiting, because it just helps me bring in the energy better. Okay, Annette, while we're waiting for Olivia's partner's name, what is Spirit's advising you to do with your business? Take the leap. Okay, let's see what the universe wants you to do regarding your business. We'll pull 2 cards and see if there's anything about jumping. There's a few cards that will help with that, so let's see. For Annette, I think it's Familo. Okay, what's the energy around you and your business? I'm just going to put 2 cards together. Awesome. Thank you for all the hearts and stuff, guys. I really appreciate it. And it helps the page, the reading that gets seen, which is really nice too. Okay. What does the universe want you to do regarding your business? I love it because cards give so much clarity. So it's not a guessing game anymore. It just helps you have your next best steps to take, which is fantastic. Sorry for the light keep changing, guys. I just really wanted some tree energy. All right, this was not what I was expecting. Okay, I'm all for taking leaps in general, all right? But the cards I got for you, Annette, together, reading them together, okay? So we have a broken heart and an angel of balance. And I hold them up together so you can really get them backwards. All right, so I just want to show you so you can feel the energy of that. Okay. Now I'll explain what I'm getting with it. I feel like there's already a bit of an imbalance in your life. So maybe there's too much work and not enough play or rest, for example, or not enough family time. So, we have a spammer. Please ignore that. I'll be deleting all their comments. Go away. Yep. So there's already a bit of an imbalance in there, honey. So taking a risk or anything that's going to incorporate more work at this time is not feeling like a great idea. If that's, yeah, because it just feels like it'll just throw things out a little bit more, okay? That's what that feels like. So I'm just going to pull another card to see if there's any more advice, any advice I can give you regarding the business that you're in now. Okay. All right. So you actually got the woman holding heart, which is a beautiful card for the business, for what you're doing right now, for where it's at. So all I'm saying, this card is about a woman who knows her stuff, who's really good in business. She's confident and shiny and good at what she does. Okay, that's what this card is about. And I'm drawn to the butterfly on her forehead, on her third eye, which is new beginnings and spiritual energy, and it's just great. Okay, and the 4-4. Yeah. So if you're still going to be able to have balance in your life with your family and free time for you, you can go ahead and do it. But if it's going to be too taxing, it just might not be the right time right now, is what it's saying. You have free will, so you can do whatever the heck you want. So, oh my gosh, I can't see comments because the spammer is like replying to everybody. Please ignore them or report them or whatever. Otherwise, I'll just delete them all at the end, so no stress. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, lovely. All right, so I'm just going to go see if Olivia, was it Olivia? Who was watching and maybe she's gone because I don't see her partner's name. Okay, so we'll move on to someone else unless you come back, Olivia, before we finish. Got a couple minutes left. Okay, you have an appointment tomorrow, Gabby, and you're hoping it'll go well. Well, that's good. Awesome. Awesome. I'm sure it will go well. Just have the intention that it will and just like think really positive. I love it. Whoops, scrolling, lost my face. Oh, pleasure, Annette, no worries. I'm just going to scroll, see if I missed anyone from earlier that might still be hanging around. Okay. Sharon Lee, are you still here? Will our finances improve soon and can we buy a house? Okay. Sharon Lee. Hopefully if you're not watching you come back to watch this. But I'm drawn to do the reading anyway, so you'll find it. Will our finances improve soon and can we buy a house? So I'm just going to see what the energy around your finances is at the moment and then what's coming up in the future. That way we'll get a good indication, okay, of what's going on. And you might be able to learn some tips about how to improve your finances as well. Will our finances improve soon and can we buy a house? Ooh. So first card, what's the energy around your finances? Second card, what's coming up in the future regarding a house? And that's how you do it. Like everyone reads differently, but I just tune in and they show me what the questions will be and how many cards to put out, basically. So you just ask. So I'm just trying to teach you in case you want to use oracle cards yourself or a different way to use them. I keep trying to fall out. Finances and house. All right, cool. Splitting. Okay, cool. So, excellent. So, the energy around your finances, you actually already are quite thoughtful and aware, and you understand. It feels like you understand that you shouldn't be focusing on lack and thinking about your finances as abundance, which is really great, and attracting. You already do that, which is really good. So, it's a really great energy. And just to understanding that, yeah, you can have anything that you want. You just have to really believe it and visualize it, is what they're showing me. Really imagine take some time and do a mini meditation and imagine what it will feel like when you buy your own house, and that, sit in that and really feel it. If you really, really get into it, you'd probably cry with the feelings of overwhelm of how amazing it feels. So that'd be a really great energy to have. So that's the energy around your finances, and actually feels pretty good. So it's like you're really great at manifesting is what they're saying. So really try to make sure you only manifest what you want, not what you don't want. Focus on abundance, not lack. Okay, that's the energy around your finances. And then when I ask for future around the house, I'm just going to draw another card to clarify this one, because I got the caring connections, which is fantastic. That shows me that you're buying a house with a partner that you care about each other. So if you're single and you're like, what the heck? Maybe you're like, oh, okay, that's how I get the house. I was helping somebody else. But there's definitely somebody else involved in this house purchase. So a clarifying card just to go with this one, see if there's anything else I want you to know. Ooh, adjacent possibilities. All right. So this one means there can be another way for this to happen. So it might not be exactly. It might not be that maybe you were going to buy the house by yourself, and now it's like, oh, actually you're buying it somebody else. Or maybe it's not a house, it's an apartment. Or maybe you get loaned some money from somebody, or something. It's not exactly what you expect. So just be really open-minded. This card is letting you know that things will happen in a different way, possibly. So that's great, because the card comes up, so that way when some other opportunity comes up and presents itself, you're not like too surprised and thinking, oh no, I can't do that. You remember, oh, that's right, that adjacent possibilities card came up, so I might pay a bit more attention to that now, because the universe wanted me to know that there's another way this could come about. So I'm excited to I'd love to know sort of what comes up and what happens for you that's a bit different to what you're expecting. The universe is quite cheeky like that. All right, guys, I have gone over time. I need to disappear. Thank you so much for tuning in and learning a little bit with me, whether you just came in at the end. If you would like to learn about protection and raising your vibration, please watch the start. I've had one more video last week, and I'll be doing a video here every week, so I hope to see some regulars. Newbies are always welcome. Sorry if I didn't get to read for you today, but I really appreciate you tuning in with me. If you'd like to book in I have a number of different modalities and things that I do. Please check out my website. You can book in at the moment online or in person. Thank you so much. Love you.